There's a very strategic pushback toward anyone who identifies as pro-Israel, be they Jewish or be they Christian. And when you stand up and speak out on this issue that is being targeted for intimidation, not only from the student groups on campus whose entire goal is to demonize Israel and sway a campus's entire narrative with the lies about Israel, but it's coming from administration. It's coming from faculty. For our Christian students on campus who are speaking out for Israel, they'll have faculty come up to their table and intimidate them and try to shut them down and repeat the lies that they're hearing in the classrooms as well. But to confront them in the public space on campus is not something uncommon for our students. And one of the things that we're seeing more of is students coming up to our students who are advocating for Israel and telling them the Holocaust was fabricated, that it never happened, and that the Jewish people made it up to create Israel and displace a people. The lies, the misinformation, and the intimidation of a pro-Israel student is very real. And it's not just peer-to-peer in cases where a Christian student who's speaking up for Israel is called before the Justice Board on a college campus to explain why they're not a hate group. Talk about turning truth upside down. Talk about misleading information and trying to intimidate people who are trying to educate their peers about what's really going on, who our greatest ally is, where we need to go as a future of our nation in truth and moral clarity, when they're dismantling moral clarity and putting up moral relativism and trying to silence the voice of students who are pro-Israel. We have a campus chapter where one of our students is friends with a Jewish student who's referred to as Jew boy when he walks by certain groups on campus, walking through the college campus. Statistically, from 2018 to 2019, there were 1,000 incidents of anti-Semitism reported on U.S. college campuses. The forms that the pushback takes can be anything from one of our Christian students tabling with information about Israel, the humanitarian aid work they're doing to improve the world, and as they're sitting there, someone will walk by and spit on them, or they'll throw a stone at them. So the students are getting the pushback and the conflict in a way they're feeling bodily unsafe. I myself, at a UCLA divestment hearing, felt unsafe to walk across the campus at night because of the hate that was coming at anyone who's pro-Israel. I felt unsafe and I was looking over my shoulder. I can't imagine how that small group of Jewish students who were off to the side in the corner while hundreds of students were screaming hatred and lies, I can't imagine how they feel every single day. What we're seeing on campus is very well-organized, well-funded groups, Students for Justice in Palestine. They go to massive conferences. The last one was in Minnesota, where they spent several days being trained on how to attack Israel and pro-Israel students. They go back to these campuses, and when our students hold events, they bring a pro-Israel speaker. For instance, we just had a CUFI campus student hold an event in Rhode Island on her college campus. There were 100 protesters who came out to intimidate her, silence her, keep her from sharing her voice on this issue. The exact same thing happened in Florida. 100 protesters came to our students' event where we're trying to share about what's going on in Israel, the truth about the impact they're making, the bias on campus that's destroying healthy communication, university, out of many one. This is a place you're supposed to be having conversations. And our students are out there educating, saying, I support Israel because I'm a Christian, because I support human rights, because I support social justice, because I support minority rights, because I support the freedom of Christians in the Middle East, where Christians are being slaughtered everywhere in the Middle East, except in Israel. I support Israel because I'm a Christian. I wish the alumni who are supporting these universities really knew what was going on and what they're funding, because their children are going to these campuses and they're being attacked, they're being brainwashed, they're being reprogrammed. And if it wasn't for CUFI on campus, bringing them together and giving them the language and the understanding and helping them see the big picture of what's going on, when they tell you this is what they mean. This is what is truth. Without CUFI on campus, these students would be powerless to articulate the pro-Israel Christian message for the next generation. We educate our students at CUFI on campus to be able to not only identify lies, but to articulately dismantle them and bring truth.